Alrighty, we're on part 3 now of episode 87, which means that it's time for the special feature of the week. And this week, Heel or Face, Doink the Clown. Now, if you didn't watch the previous Heel or Face, which, if I remember correctly, was Alberto Del Rio, this is how it works. First up, we go back and forth, try to figure out if this person was better as a heel or as a babyface, and then eventually we talk about should they turn, well, in this kind of case, it's a little bit different, and then how we would turn them if we think that they should. Now, Doink the Clown, now, the way we're going to break this up isn't going to be, well, should Doink the Clown by Matt Bourne be this, and Doink the Clown from other people and all that. We're just talking the character, so it doesn't matter who actually played the Doink the Clown character, because essentially it's the same thing. It's not like the fake Razor Ramon and the fake Diesel where they're completely fucking different and you can obviously tell. This is just Doink the Clown. It's a fucking mask. It's like debating whether or not Suicide should turn heel or face.
Okay, so it's kind of like the real Kane, the fake Kane. Because the fake Kane had a mask.
If you want to call attention to that, then no, it's not fake Undertaker, fake Kane, all that other kind of stuff. This is going under the rule that it's all the same kind of thing.
Yeah, so it doesn't count as like a Sin Cara Negro, Sin Cara Azul
right,
situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you know, Tony, that Suicide is coming? He's coming. He's coming. He's coming
alive!
everywhere. Everywhere.
Alright, so Doink the Clown. Heel or face? I'm going to go on record right off the bat here and say I think that there is absolutely no question whatsoever. He is 100% better as a babyface. And it's for a couple different reasons, but they all kind of reflect the same idea. Heel Doink the Clown does make sense when it comes to clowns are creepy and everything, but he isn't creepy enough. He isn't. The mask and the whole look of Doink and the way that he used to cut the promos when he was a heel, it didn't seem creepy to me. It seemed like it was a babyface thing that was only creepy if you think clowns are creepy. But when you look at Doink the Clown as a babyface, that is the pure babyface type of clown thing that you see in circuses and all that. And I fucking hate clowns. I think that they're stupid as hell. I don't find them entertaining whatsoever and all that. So even though I personally would never have that kind of babyface reaction to a clown, if you hear even the theme songs that they had, that little ba 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 da 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 da, and then when it would go from either the heel or the face one. The heel one just went like it was fucking annoying as shit. The babyface one though was this bright, lively type of thing that could pop a crowd the way that it's supposed to do at like an actual circus and all that. So if you have these kind of things and then you factor in the third main point with which I would argue completely says babyface, Doink the Clown is stupid. I mean, Doink the Clown is a fucking stupid character. It has
okay. You know what? We're doing this show
no. Listen. It has so much entertainment value, and it's awesome. And I loved Doink the Clown as a wrestler at the time when he was actually like on the main roster. But you have to admit, it's fucking stupid. And
No. Why? Why?
Because it's a stupid clown. It's the way that like Duke the Dumpster Drosy was. Like, am I really gonna like?
Don't you even say anything about Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
To be fair,
or the
all those gimmicks came
Bushwhackers
around the same time.
Yeah, or like the Bushwhackers. You're gonna keep the Bushwhackers.
I hate the Bushwhackers.
Are you gonna turn them heel and like?
The Bushwhackers were heel. As a matter of fact, they were vicious heels for a long time.
I just
Get your facts straight, Mr. Tony.
To me,
they were called the sheep herders.
The Bushwhackers are totally babyface. Doink the Clown's totally babyface because these are the type of characters that they have so much more entertainment value when you don't take them seriously. And Doink being like a playful prankster and all that other kind of stuff, that has more purpose to it than if you were to actually have him as like some heel that people are supposed to be worried about and he's gonna fucking win a championship and all that bullshit. I mean, look at Santino. If Santino turned heel, would you really buy it as much as the babyface one that gets his ass kicked and still has a purposeful point of being on the roster.
You should rock for WrestleZone.
Yeah.
Sam.
All right. Well, first off, speaking of Santino, look how many people got behind Santino when they thought he was going to win the 2010 Royal Rumble. People were firmly behind him in those last few moments, wanting Santino to win.
That's because it was that stupid shock factor of like the idiot babyface thing winning.
All right, to go back to Doink, I think you're misconceiving one of the things that made heel Doink heel. Yeah, he did have a little bit of that creepy edge, like he would do that smile where he had the really gnarled teeth, and he would do the creepy type laugh, and his music had that in it too. How dare you insult his music? That was creepy as hell. I would play that in a scary house if I had one. Yo, Drew, I'm hooking up with your family. I'm going to take one of your bouncy houses. I'm going to make it a scary bouncy house.
I don't think you can make it
Play Doink the Clown music all the time.
Yeah, but
the
the thing about the Doink the Clown is that his heel thing was more about that he was kind of an asshole. He was playing pranks on all the people that people liked. Like, he would set up a tripwire for Bam Bam Bigelow that would make him fall over. And this was when people were kind of into Bam Bam Bigelow. And he would do the same things to other people liked. I was watching a match earlier that he had with Mr. Perfect. That I might actually choose for next week's Keeping Kayfabe main event, so you can check that out, where he keeps bringing out a imposter oink, not an imposter oink, but like a twin oink. Twin oink.
That's a fucking pig clown.
Yeah, about that. A twin doink, like another one that's dressed exactly like him, kind of doing like a Bella twin magic type thing. It was all about the practical jokes, the trickery, the tomfoolery. Yeah, oink. Ah, damn it.
You just lost all your credit.
Yeah, I did. I was on a roll there too. God damn it.
I can just picture fucking like spider pig type of thing. Oink the Clown.
You know what? TNA's going to trademark that.
Oh, man.
Not if I do it first.
It's the first thing that's going to be posted on scoopscoops.com. Anyway, continue.
I'm done. Someone else can have time now. I already made an ass of myself.
Okay. I have to agree with Payne on the fact that heel Doink, in my opinion, he was the better character. He was feuding with like guys like Boss Man, with Perfect. He was feuding with everybody on the mid-card, and I think if they kept his momentum up, he could have been a mid-card champion. Then you turned him face, and he became the comedy gimmick. You know, it lasted for a short time before being taken off TV altogether. After intermittently appearing, you know, then he had the minis with him, the Dink, Stink, and Pink, and whatever the frick their names were. It just, I can understand having him start off as a heel. He's a creepy clown. You can't turn the creepy clown face because it's still a creepy clown. You know, he still had that weird laugh going on. The way his promos worked, the way he was working as a character, he sounded like the kind of clown that would probably rape you.
But he didn't give me like the John Wayne Gacy kind of impression or anything like that, where it's like you can be afraid of this clown. It was just kind of, that's awkward. Like when you see a mime, mimes are like, you just kind of want to punch him in the face. But at the same time, they don't seem threatening. Like am I really
threatening?
Am I supposed to believe that Crush, who at the time was this like big fucking hulking type of guy, is just gonna be like dealing with Doink? Like, he should just pick him up, splatter him on the mat, and be like, "All right, give me a fucking real contender."
Do you remember what Crush's nickname was in the WWE? The Hawaiian Punch.
I forgot about.
So you gotta consider. This was the early 90s. I mean, if there was any era that was more PG than right now, it was the early 90s. Things were so cartoony then.
And the funny thing about it as well was the heel Doink reminded me a lot of It, in a sense.
Pennywise.
He was disturbing. He was, you know, a very physically sort of abusive to the other wrestlers on the roster. And he was someone who could easily creep kids out, and I think the reason why they turned him face, because they didn't want to cross a certain line, quite similar to the way that the WWE kind of crosses lines in the PG era, but doesn't go that full length, so to speak. So in terms of his character, he would have done a hell of a lot better if they kept him heel. You know, if they didn't, the fact they turned him face, I believe, killed his career.
Yeah, wasn't it kind of funny that around then one of the characters they had that was pushing the envelope was Waylon Mercy, and now we have the Wyatt family coming in who's similar to Waylon Mercy. Maybe we can get a new Doink the Clown. Oink! Bring in Oink!
Bring in Oink the Clown. Have a feud between the sheep mask from the Wyatt family and the pig mask Oink the Clown.
I know who could play it. The biggest clown in WWF or WWE. Zack Ryder.
Oh, radio, I'm gonna give a concussion to Fandango.
Sadly, it would probably be a step up for his career.
Of course it would be.
So who else wants to ring in on this whole hero face thing?
I think Doink was better as a heel, mainly because what the others said about the theme being like, oh, creepy and like when I was growing up, every time I heard that theme, I was like creeped the freak out. I was like, oh my god, here he goes. And that like whole thing with his voice was like just scary. Like then and then when he was face, it was like, oh, happy-go-lucky thing. So you didn't really get it. Like I didn't really get into the character until he was heel, and that's why I think he was better as a heel.
But you guys don't think that being a babyface gives him that marketability where like the kids would want to buy his merchandise and shit?
Would you want to buy a creepy clown's merchandise with his little freaking
I wouldn't.
Depends.
I personally wouldn't, but I hate the circus and all that other kind of shit. I mean,
yeah, but some kids are generally afraid of clowns, and they keep that well into their adulthood. I'm not in favor of either alignment. I'm very, very much neutral. I think if you have a clown character, there's only so far you're going to be able to take that. I mean, it's not going to be a main event level character. They're very much going to be a comedy heel or a comedy babyface. You're limited as to what you can do. You're only going to go so high. There's only so much money to be made off of it. And that's as far as I see it. Sure, you can be creepy to somewhat of a degree when people are like 6 and under. And then you're going to appeal to the same demographic who's not afraid of you if you're a babyface. So, I don't know. To me, I'm very much neutral on this. I do not have a preference for the Doink character. I don't see how it could have been bigger one way or the other.
No, but the fact is, it's like taking a character like Muhammad Hassan, hated by everybody, and trying to turn him, to babyface.
That's not even anywhere near comparable. You're comparing a clown to a
terrorist.
When clowns knocked down the Twin Towers.
Hey! He was not a terrorist. He was a man of Arabic descent trying to make his way in a racist America.
Exactly.
Yes, but
that was the goal of his character.
And I love when Undertaker sent him to the stage.
They made him a terrorist, and that literally killed his career by adding in the whole stupid people choking out Taker with piano wire, and he is a terrorist.
No, it wasn't just that. It wasn't just that, right? It was the fact that he was praying for these people to do it. That's what the big problem was. He got in a Muslim pose, he started doing the Mars, and then people freaked out.
You want controversy, but...
Oh, well, and it aired on the same day as a bombing.
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious, you know. I was there when the bombing happened. I was like sitting there watching SmackDown and looking at it, and the news was reporting how horrendous this was, and I watched it. I was just like, ain't so bad. And the fact is, you have that sort of thing, and then you have a creepy clown who looks like something from a Stephen King novel, trying to get kids to come and see him. All I'm thinking of is Back of My Van.
Oh, Burhan, please. Doink is certainly no Tim Curry.
I don't think he's I don't think Doink is anywhere close to a Stephen King novel.
Yeah, he's not anywhere near as terrifying as Tim Curry. Let's not compare apples to oranges here.
Yeah, he wasn't coming out there when he was a heel, and I mean, because like Peyton was saying, it was a PG era. They couldn't have him actually do like malicious stuff. So how far do you get when you're a heel where he puts a fucking whoopee cushion on somebody, and then it's like, oh my god, like it just becomes stupid. You have to turn a babyface. It's just the natural thing. But then you can go as dumb as you can possibly go as a babyface and it doesn't matter because you can have Doink the Clown get his ass kicked 24/7 as a babyface doing that kind of stuff, and the next time he does it, people are still gonna be as interested as they were the time before. It's kind of like the difference. If you have like a babyface in WWE now, and they're like that wise talking type of person who backs it up, and kind of like a CM Punk person, he's not going to have any value if he loses all of his matches. But then if you have an idiot, well, it doesn't matter if they lose their matches because they're an idiot. So their point isn't to be fun and entertaining and credible. It's just to be fun and entertaining. And after a while, nobody cares about the heel Doink the Clown because that crap gets old. And look at Hornswoggle. Perfect example. Doesn't
Hornswoggle was never a heel.
Oh yeah, he was.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was the little bastard when Finley was still a villain.
Yeah,
he still wasn't.
You don't remember that?
When he didn't talk.
It was a whole year. He's biting baby faces and causing people to slip into the ring apron and all that.
Yeah, I remember that.
He pulled a whole bunch of tomfoolery at ringside.
But he was still a face. He wasn't
Not
a heel.
really.
The character wasn't a heel. Yeah, I can understand Finley was heel, but the character of Hornswoggle, the little bastard, wasn't a heel.
He was helping Finley win matches as a heel against baby faces. He was a heel.
As the little bastard.
And then it got to the point where it was like, this is just fucking ridiculous. We have to turn him into babyface and make it better so people can punt him and stuff like that. That was,
they made him win a championship. That should never be forgotten.
Now the difference between it is Doink the Clown didn't last a whole long time in WWE, and fucking Hornswoggle won't go the fuck away.
Dancing with Kali.
Fucking ridiculous.
Dating AJ. Just think, he's been an AJ before you, Tony.
But that's if I could draw any comparison, it would be Hornswoggle and Doink. They both have that kind of prankster thing, and that's why Hornswoggle's been a babyface for the majority of his career.
Oh, what a horrible poor Doink. I would hate to be compared to Hornswoggle.
All I know is
Santino.
There was no investment with turning Doink face. None at all. And the fact is, I wouldn't be buying any Doink the Clown t-shirts even to this day.
Oh, I would.
Well, you're just weird. And the fact is, even with his character, it wasn't the type of character that you could sit there and miraculously turn face. It didn't work. You know, as far as I'm concerned, his career as a heel was far more lengthier. He had better feuds with certain individuals as a heel than he did as a face, excluding the match he had with Bam Bam Bigelow.
Well, Drew, you're the only one who hasn't really weighed too much in yet. What do you think?
Okay, well, now that it's all the spotlight's all on me, I will say something first. Clowns do not scare me, mainly because my stepdad used to do clown stuff on the side, so clowns are
God, the family's so cool.
Dad was a clown.
Well, no, it's more. No. Okay, it's
your dad at Juggalo.
Shut up. No. Well, no. See, my stepdad does fire protection, so pretty much every winter they usually lay people off, and he gets rehired around springtime. So usually during that winter time, he just do clown stuff for parties on the side. So clowns never really bothered me, and as a matter of fact, I love the circus. But more for the elephants and the tigers and that kind of shit. But when it comes to the Doink the Clown, as people are calling him in this segment, I would go with both. And that's about it.
Any specific reason? Just
because. Well, yeah, just because. Well, because he works as a face, he could work as a heel. Why not?
So
actually follow up what Burhan was saying, though, as far as which part of his career was more successful. I mean, when he was a heel, he was feuding with people like Bam Bam Bigelow. He was feuding with Mr. Perfect. He had a few matches with Bret the Hitman Hart at SummerSlam. When he was a face, he was mostly a jobber.
Yeah, but he's a clown, so who cares?
I cared.
Well, before we get into the B section here, let's do a quick run around. Burhan says heel.
Yes.
Payton heel.
Yes.
Jeff heel.
Yes.
Brandon and Drew are both split in the middle.
Well, absolutely. Yes, our opinions are the most important one out of all of us, so yes.
And I'm going 100% full on Babyface, so
that's why your opinion's not that important.
That actually was like a good split. I'm very glad that we actually had discussion when it comes to it. Part B, should he turn heel? Now, obviously, this isn't the same as when somebody is still kind of like on the roster and everything like that. But as I said before, this isn't just limited to Matt Bourne. So even though Matt Bourne has passed away, who was it that played him? Steve Lombardi?
Well, he did a couple of them.
Zach
Ray Apollo was the main guy who did it. Then there was one point where Eugene played him. And even Chris Jericho donned the face paint once.
Huh.
Okay, question. Who played him? Didn't Doink the Clown come back last year during like the whole Heath Slater taking out former superstars type of ordeal?
Yeah, probably Steve Lombardi.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, making sure. I was just kind of curious who played him then.
Yeah, a losing effort. The only one I think he lost, right?
Yeah, except he got his butt kicked afterwards anyways, I believe.
DDP.
He did, at least.
So it's different when we would be talking about like, should Daniel Bryan turn heel or face or any of that kind of stuff. But if they are going to ever bring the Doink the Clown character back, I think that he has to be a babyface. He's been a babyface the majority of his career, and he's got, it sounds kind of weird to say, but he's got that legend status kind of, so he's going to get a pop no matter what.
I have to think maybe the Doink the Clown character's done. I don't think they're going to bring him back anymore now that the original portrayer is dead. Unless which case he becomes a zombie, in which case I think there's a lot of money in a zombie clown gimmick.
Oh, now, they could team him up with the zombie, and they can both walk around going, I
hate zombies. Quit it, Brian. Zombies are
Doink!
Doink the zombie, yeah. Well, why not have him biting people and fucking turning them zombies? Then the next thing you know, the whole fucking roster are zombies, and then Vince McMahon becomes a zombie, and everyone's a fucking zombie.
Have a stable of
the
zombies.
Walking Dead wrestling entertainment.
Oh, fuck, dude, no. That sounds terrible. Quit it.
Didn't they already have a Doink the Clown zombie stable with Insane Clown Posse and the Oddities?
The Juggalos.
It's fucking awful.
I think the character's retired.
The greatest show.
Maybe that should be the outro.
Wanna get down with the clown.
Well, this will tie into the whole how would you if you ever did turn them and all that other kind of stuff. Like I said, I don't think that you can really necessarily do a heel Doink the Clown thing, but I mean, maybe you do have something like that. I mean, they have done things in the past where, what was it, Bozo? There was like 3 people that played Bozo the Clown or something like that. Like, you can kind of do like legacy characters like that. Maybe have a new person be Doink the Clown and they're heel, and you make him a darker Doink and something like that. But I actually had thought originally when Kazarni came in WWE that he was going to be like a heel Doink the Clown kind of character.
Oh, that was just the worst gimmick
and
ever.
Instead it turned out to be 2 horrible fucking matches and a complete waste of... The character idea is fucking good, I think. But
what was the character idea? I don't remember. He was around for a cup of coffee.
He was a carnival worker type of person, and the stupid thing was that he spoke in the carny talk where everything was like you add Z's all over the fucking place, so nobody could fucking understand what he was saying. But I thought like him coming out to that carnival music with the weird lighting all over the place and all that actually had some potential. It was just a matter of they had a terrible performer doing the gimmick.
Just because he was buddies with Christian and Edge.
Yeah, so like I could see if you kind of went like a Kazarni, like a dark Kazarni type of thing, and brought back Doink as like, this is a legacy character of Doink. We have a new Doink the Clown, and he's fucking, this real bastard type of a thing, but it would be better than bringing him back as Oink the Clown. At the very least.
A returning Doink the Clown would fuck shit up.
They could make someone like a Joker type Doink.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what they could do with Sting when he comes in.
He
already is playing Joker, so fucking terrible. But what do you guys think?
Why so serious?
If
Undertaker.
if you did bring Doink the Clown back, and you did bring him back as a heel, what do you think, Braham? What would you do?
For me, bringing the character back as a heel, I would probably end up making him a juggalo because everyone hates them.
I second that, actually.
So just...
I third.
Because I would. To that rap, he'll get booed instantly.
Yeah, just have the juggalos come out with him because they'll just get booed the crap out of. And then, they'll be sitting there saying how the juggalo life is the life for them and all that rubbish. And people will boo the shit out of him and then he'll disappear. And then Vince will come out and openly fire him. And then everyone will cheer.
No, you're going about this all wrong. See, what I would do is what you do with every good heel turn. You cut their hair and you put a suit on them.
Doink the CEO.
No, I still think if anybody hears that Violent J rapping, instant heat. If that's your theme music.
You still have him come out to that in the suit. What would you do in all reality, Peyton?
I would bring him back, in all honesty. But if I was put in a situation where I had to, I would come up with a new clown. I think Doink is done. I mean, he was there for the 1000th episode celebration. I think that's a good last place for the Doink the Clown to have made his appearance. I think if we want to do another clown, let's do another clown.
Just a completely different thing entirely?
Mm-hmm. And I would make it more like Jeff was saying, make it more Joker-based or perhaps even more Pennywise-based. I would definitely go in an evil, more darker direction.
Who do you think that you would have him feud with to start?
Zack Ryder.
Rey Mysterio?
No.
Huh. That might be a pretty good choice because Rey Mysterio has already got that following.
Yeah. And since Rey Mysterio is not there, I mean, I guess you could go with someone like Santino, who's also not there. What about like a Kofi Kingston? A Kofi Kingston would be a perfect person for a guy like that to fight with. He's also not there right now.
I think the Clown did that whole fake leg thing, remember? Or was it
I think it was an arm.
A fake arm? That's what it was? There goes that whole joke I was going to say about Rey Mysterio.
Oh.
That Doink has his working leg?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh darn.
Yeah, I don't got much to go there. Honestly, I think we could let sleeping dogs lie with Doink. I don't think there's any reason to think about bringing him on my TV again.
Agreed.
Well, can I explain what I would do?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if I was to bring Doink the Clown back, it's pretty simple. We'll do what WWE thinks is a very good heel turn, but it never works out because it'll get buried. But I'll have him go out and pretend he's going to shake John Cena's hand and then attack him. End scene.
He goes right to Cena.
Yes.
And everybody cheers.
And then Cena
Does he shell shock him, though?
Well, then Cena comes out the next week on Raw and he's like, "Oh, I've got a match with him at the next pay-per-view. It's gonna be a struggle. I'm gonna fight, but I'm gonna fight for you guys."
It's a fucking clown. How could this be difficult?
Right, I'll overcome the odds with Doink the Clown. He'll get his ass kicked for 90% of the match. Come back, hit him with the fucking whoopee cushion. That'll be it.
No, it'd be an AA onto the whoopee cushions.
Yeah, exactly.
And it could be a special themed pay-per-view called Carnival Carnage.
Both of K's.
They could do that.
A Carnival Steel Cage match.
No, honestly, for like, do something for like a Saturday night. Just have a fucking WWE event at a carnival. I think they could pull that off.
That's where wrestling started.
Hey,
it's not a bad idea.
Just set a fucking tent up and just, have a few lions, have a bear or two, but just make sure they don't attack anyone.
I actually like this idea. I like anything that's a unique backdrop for a wrestling event.
You could have Justin Gabriel on the trapeze. You could have the dancing bears, Brodus Clay.
That name never gets old. That is as terrible as it is. It's not even their real name.
And Triple H can bust out his old jacket and riding crop.
Yeah.
Be the ringmaster.
Well, you have to bring back Austin to be the ringmaster.
Oh, okay, true that.
Does anybody else have any other thoughts on whether or not they would bring Doink back as a heel and how they would do it?
I think that's about all you're gonna get from Doink the Clown.
Alrighty.
John Cena.
Then that kind of ends that segment, and we're just gonna move on right now. First up, of course, Sign Me Up Initiative. bring a Smark Out moment sign to any kind of wrestling event and take a picture or video of it, send it to me. I'll put it up on the next episode of Smack Talk, and I'm going to go back around and end this off with my own stuff a little bit later after everybody else is done. Burhan, coming to you.
Okay, I currently run a site called www.nerdgenius.com, which is my blog, and I do loads of stuff with it, including post some of the I Got Gameplay podcasts, post my Wrestle Ramblings articles, comics rundowns, loads of other little bits and pieces, so you guys can check that out. You can also catch me on Keeping Kayfabe, and I Got Gameplay, which is live tomorrow at 8 p.m. on Blog Talk Radio and Mega Powers Radio. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about HD collections and remakes, so make sure you stay tuned for that one, guys. It's going to be a very interesting conversation. Silent Hill HD collection. And also you can check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Nerd Genius, where I have a current standing trend called Movie File, and I'm celebrating Bill Murray Fortnite as part of Nerd Genius and FanboysAnonymous.com. So check that out, guys. I've got a video up for Groundhog Day. I think you'll love it. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek, but it's also a nice little review about the movie. See what my thoughts are on that. And pretty much support Smark Out Moments, support Tony Mango, support Fanboys Anonymous, and also support the local hobos on your street because they need food.
And support Drew.
And support Drew.
Drew, moving on to you.
Oh, I'm next?
Yeah, I'm switching it up.
You are.
All right, well, first off, I do post on Tony Mango's website called Fanboys Anonymous, so every once in a while, whenever I come up with something, I will post something on there. You can follow me on Twitter at DrewSivWhite. And Mike Payton, are you ready for what I'm about to say?
He is.
All right, he is. Sure. Okay, so if you want a bounce house, because bounce houses are very important, and you live in the Indianapolis, Indiana area, you could give a call to Big Blast Rentals at 765-212-1521, or you could go to www.bigblastrentals.com, where you get to see our fine selections of bounce houses and cornhole accessories if you do that kind of stuff. Okay, you guys, we have 4 bounce houses at the moment. One is a pretty princess one. We also have the 3-in-1 combo where you could jump, climb, and slide down. And also there's a basketball goal in every one, may I add.
How many cornholes do you have?
We have 4. 4 is the magic number today. So
hey, let's go fucking
the third one is the slide. We have a big fucking slide. If you like slides, you should get this slide. And also we have the Sergeant Slaughter bounce house for anyone who likes wrestling and fucking army shit. Then yes, so again, call 765-212-1521, or you can go to bigblastrentals.com. Shoot, do I have anything else? You can follow me on YouTube, which my username is McFrickin' I don't go into Burhan's side and give the URL, but yeah. I think I don't. Oh, and on that account, I randomly will comment with the name Kurt Angle, and that's it.
Why Kurt Angle?
You suck.
You're the one that's hacking his Twitter account?
Yes. Well, no. One time, I commented Kurt Angle on one of the Ask Hims, and it was the same week that someone called in on Keeping Kayfabe saying Kurt Angle sucks dick because of like his "you suck" thing. So, and I didn't mean for it to be like that, but I felt like it gave off that kind of vibe.
I sucked Kurt Angle's dick once.
Remember that caller?
Yeah.
Jeff.
I can throw my voice rather easily.
I have no plugs.
Heck, you can't top that, bitch.
Alright then, Braden.
I guess it just leaves me. Well, you can, of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's www.youtube.com/spoodbeast. I've plugged it 1,000 times. You know what the content is. On there, you can find me on the Twitters, Facebooks, and Instagrams of the world, as well as the link to Tony's own website, fanboysanonymous.com, where I mainly contribute all of my content to, as well as YouTube itself. So make sure to check those out. Make sure you keep supporting this channel and any other projects Tony has going on, because most of us are involved in helping them out. So you continue to do that, and we'll all be very happy. I know Tony will be too. So continue to support the projects, people.
And last up, Peyton.
All right. Well, you can follow me personally if you want to hear my off-brand of asshole humor by checking out the handle MRPADEN. That's Mr. Payton. You can find me on the Facebooks, the Twitters, and the Instagrams. I try to stay fairly active on all of them. I also invite everyone to check out Mega Powers Radio. That's megapowersradio.com or blogtalkradio.com/megapowers. It's a little grouping we've made with everyone who you hear on this show, people from my show, people from outside of it as well. We've had such fine programming as there, such as where you could hear all of us gathering together for the Monday Night Raw post show every week after Monday Night Raw. So if you want to hear our immediate thoughts after that show's done, you can go on there, and you could also join by calling in yourself, which is the cool thing about all these shows. We also do pre-shows before the pay-per-views, Tuesday night Geek Speak, Wednesday night the Dace Man Show with Chris Dace, and Saturday night I Got Gameplay, as you heard Michael Burhan promoting earlier. I also have my own radio show called Keeping Kayfabe, where wrestling is still real to us.
Damn it.
Thank you. Somebody got it. We go live Thursday nights at 9 p.m. on blogtalkradio.com/Dream Elite. That's Dream Elite Radio, different radio station there. That's going head-to-head with TNA Impact, Thursday Night Wars. You know the deal with that. I am also a contributor on fanboysanonymous.com. Matters of fact, I have the #1 post of all time, so certainly continue supporting everything going on over there, especially my posts. I feel like
I get tons of views, too.
I will have to say one thing about Payton's post. He did post one in Game of Thrones as well, which was still under the top 5. So come on, guys.
Yep.
Can't use the boob analogy.
Fuck no, I could have used it if all I want. That's #1, not the Game of Thrones one.
At the same time, though, Tony has that one with just like 15 women, like half naked, and that one's like creeping up really fast too. So
which one's that?
the Big Brother post.
Oh yeah, for fans of Big Brother, Y2J out there from the feeds and everything like that. Yeah, there's that post where everything's just labeled like Amanda Zuckerman nude or like all that kind of stuff. That's the whole purpose. I mean, what the hell?
Oh yeah, and one last thing, new-b.tv. That's new-b.tv. That's actually the web address, not just the name. It's also the web address. If you put that into your web bar, you'll be taken to a web channel where you can see lots of video game related entertainment that I produce. We are currently shooting the 2nd episode this weekend. Hopefully we're gonna have that done before the end of the summer. So stay tuned for that kind of stuff. And I think I've taken up enough time. Oink the Clown.
Alright guys, as mentioned before, fanboysanonymous.com, out on limbs.com, check out Bleacher Report, check out comicbookmovie.com if I ever post anything up that, but you'll see it on Facebook and all that other kind of stuff. And as Payton had mentioned with Mega Powers Radio, I'm going to throw this little thing out there. Not only should you guys be watching out next week for the monthly mailbag and the Money in the Bank pay-per-view predictions, so on and so forth. The week afterward, we're going to have, obviously, the captions and the review for the pay-per-view, as well as an update on the Fantasy League, which I think I'm still, like, number 5 on now. I can't fucking beat Brandon for some reason. I don't know why.
You're 4. You've been... Oh, yeah, you are number 5. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. After that, right now, the currently scheduled special feature for the 26th of July is going to be a top rope list about our favorite Money in the Bank cash-ins. And then August 2nd is most likely going to be the time that we're going to have the live edition of Smack Talk on Mega Powers Radio. So if you want to be a part of that summer block party type of an atmosphere, I guess you could call it, heading towards SummerSlam, make sure that you guys are on. It'll most likely be at the same time that we usually record, which is Friday nights at around 10 p.m. Eastern. If you can't make it, of course, then you can always check it out on YouTube afterward with obviously all the different pictures that are going to go along with it and all that other kind of nonsense. But if you guys want to be a part of that, you want to call in and all that, like you can do on the post-show and the pre-show that we're going to be having later on this week, make sure you guys put that in your calendars. And next week, episode 88 is coming your way. We're almost at episode 100 here. So thank you for everybody who's been watching it. Thank you to everybody who has done the show again. For Michael Burhan, Mike Payton, Jeff Croop, Drew White, Braden Mayhew, everybody absent, all the other people of the Smark Out Moment Smack Talk team, we will see you next week, everybody. This has been another Smark Out Moment, and we're being counted out. Adios, everybody.
Yeah, dumb diddy dumb. Get your ass out of the way, cause here's the outro. Come, and we're bringing this outro into your town. We got creep shows, freak shows, and outro clowns. Most people don't like these outros. These people like to love a shot at these. If you think you're too good for the outro freaks, let me know I'm gonna whip smack your cheeks. Outro.
Outro clowns.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
Oh my god, someone's snorting.
Outro clowns. Brilliant.
This is gonna get one of the nominees for best of the year, I'm sure.
Drew stealing the show with his first outro ever.
Oh,
brilliant. This is what the show's all about. Oh, awesome.
You made Payton cry.
Bravo.
That's how
Bravo.
awesome you are.
Bravo.
That's actually kind of cool.